Dear students, this is Shafqar Mahmood from EZXPRT, and today we welcome you all in our new training that is actually for the beginners who are actually conscious about the career and they want to start the network career. So today I'm here in front of you to describe some sort of basic things about the CCNA lab. We are going to start the course CCNA routing and switching, and I would like to describe some basic things about how to design the lab at home and how you can design the lab in your office as well. So first of all, I would like to describe some sort of things. Here we see there are some components, some devices we have. Number one, here is the router. Here is the router. Here you see the mentioned model number of the router is 1800 series. Here is the router, and on the back side of the router there are different kind of ports. Here is the console port, aux port, and LAN ports. These are called LAN ports. Okay, and keep in your mind, Cisco represents the number of ports with different numbers. For example, here you see fast Ethernet 0/0, fast Ethernet 0/1, and etc. And the most important port of Cisco devices is console port. Here you see the console port of Cisco devices we use for the configuration purpose. And in my hand, this is a console cable. This is a console cable. You see there are two types of console cables we can use. The first one, excuse me please, give me the console cable as well. Here you see this is the USB console cable. The one side actually is of the USB connector and the other one is the RJ45 connector. Okay, and the second one cable is the simple console cable. The one side as it is RJ45 and the other side is DB9 connector. I'm sorry to say nowadays, because I have the laptop here. This is the laptop which I will use for the configuration of Cisco devices, but I'm sorry to say there is no port I can use for this kind of connector. There is no DB9 connector. There is no DB9 connector. So that's the reason we have to use the USB console cable. I guess you got the point. And the second thing is the basic introduction of Cisco devices. Here is the Cisco router of 1800 series. Here is the switch of Cisco from the Cisco. The switch model is 2950. The most important thing is Cisco switches are called Catalyst. There are different ports. These are called LAN ports. And the backside of the switch comes with the console port. And as I've told you earlier, the console port we use for the configuration of Cisco devices. Okay. There are different series of switches. This is the layer 2 switch 2950, and let me explain one more switch I have here for you people. This is a Catalyst 3560 PoE. PoE stands for Power over Ethernet. It means some of the Cisco switch ports are capable to provide the data as well as the power for your connected devices. Okay, the backside of the switch comes with the console port. This is the most important port which we use for the configuration of Cisco devices. I hope you have got the point. This is a layer 3 switch. The layer 3 switch and layer 2 switch, the basic difference. The layer 2 switch can perform only layer 2 features. The layer 2 switch can perform only switching, but the layer 3 switch has the capability to perform switching and to perform routing as well. But keep in your mind, by default, this device is a switch, but we can use this switch as a router, but it requires some configuration. And now, here are some other components we need. Here are some other components. These are the console cables I've told you, and here are some LAN cables. We need some LAN cables. Okay, There are two types of LAN cables, straight cable and cross cable. And how you can identify the cable type which actually I'm holding in my hand. Here you see there are two connectors. If the both connectors starting from the same color scheme like white orange, white green, blue, white blue, green, and white brown, and here you see the same color scheme on the other side. So this cable type actually is the straight cable. And on the other side you see another LAN cable is the color combination actually starting from the white green and green and white green, and on the other side this connector color scheme is starting from orange and white orange. So this cable actually is the cross cable. Okay, this is a cross cable. So we will use two cross cables, cross cables and straight cables as well for the designing of our CISCO router. Okay, now this is the first part, and the other thing is we also use the crimping tool. Definitely we will use this tool for actually building or designing or structuring the LAN cable. This crimping tool is used for the cabling. And another thing, this is the cable testing meter. This meter will help you to diagnose the problem related to your cable. This is the cable testing meter as well. Here are some of the connectors available here. These are the RJ45 connectors. These are the raw connectors, and definitely we will use these connectors for the building of the cross and straight cables as well. Okay, I hope so. The basic introduction of the things is in front of you. Now I'm going to start the configuration of my first CISCO router. Okay, see you next time. Join me later. Thank you. Bye bye.